Good afternoon, welcome to you all. My name's David Clamp. I'm here as to really challenge your thinking. I invite you to have a slightly different mindset through innovation and making change in insurance. Learning from the leaders. I've got a lot to get through. I make no apologies. There's lots of slides. Take some notes. Hold on to your seats. I've also, as well as being an independent consultant myself, I've also created a network of other independent consultants. I call it the Camelot Network because we're all equal sitting around King Arthur's round table, and there are quite a few here today. That's what I do, and part of what's enriched this conversation, this presentation today. I love people who think differently. So I sent an email to someone at a big insurance company. I got this reply, this out-of-office message. Have a quick read. Have you ever read something like this before? Hello, you awesome and good-looking person. Oh, that's nice, I like that. I'm on parental leave. I have no access to my emails, and I will delete them, any that you send me. Oh, cool. Hugs from Munich. Imagine all the people living life in peace. And then at the end, we desperately need some crazy people. Look at where the normal has got us, from Mother Teresa. Brilliant, love it. Have you ever received an out-of-office message like that? Brilliant, love the different thinking. So what we're going to do today, we're going to talk about the context for change. We're going to talk about the compelling case for transformational innovation, transformational change. We're going to have practical examples of where it's happening. And then we are going to be looking at the key lessons for innovation. So just to kick off, what's the context for change? Let's have a look. In the morning, what do you look at first thing in the morning and at last thing at night? And what are most of you playing with at the moment? Your smartphone. So here and now, the technologies that are affecting us, smartphone, IoT devices, not just in cars, but in commercial properties, health, lots of other technologies that are affecting us now. Early adopters, things like blockchain, metaverses, how do we ensure things in the metaverse, new materials, computer interface, what's that? Voice, what would you call it normally? Alexa, or Google, or Siri, that's coming. And then emerging on the horizon, home robots, Ensure Me, brain to PC, communication, you'll forget the keyboard, you'll just communicate, quantum computing, flying cars if they ever take off. So all sorts of technologies that are affecting us. These are drivers for change. There are other drivers of change like new risk areas, like the metaverse, cyber insurance, drone insurance, fierce competition, data's everywhere, available capital. Post-COVID hybrid world is a force for change. So what are the resisting forces? Well, success is a big one. If an insurance organisation is successful, why change? Why innovate? It's my personal data, but importantly at the bottom, legacy thinking. And it's the legacy thinking I want to challenge today. I love when someone nods. Love it. The compelling case for transformational innovation. People often start with innovation. They go, right, this is what we're going to do. Then they work out how they're going to do it. And then they look at why are we doing it. And so here, the main message, start with the why. And that could be around cost efficiencies, enabling growth, better customer experience. It could be around new business models, automation and enriching, but starting with the why. InsurTechs, we can learn a lot from them. What do? Well, they're redefining what insurance means, from enforced purchase to added value service. They're establishing trust with the end consumer. They're making it frictionless to do business. Just to press a button and that's it, it's done, we bought the insurance. They offer a data-rich experience. None of this form-filling business, very, very data-rich. They can make it mobile, any place, anytime, anywhere, and they make it very, very clever. and it's based on what the customer really wants to do. We can learn a lot from InsurTechs. So here's some practical examples. First off, IoT in commercial property. We all know about IoT in cars, but where do we think that IT can also help with commercial properties? Well, if you install devices around the building or looking at the building externally, then you can help better manage the risk. You could do added value services. You could make a tranquility call to your customer. So the insurer phones the owner of the property and says, we see that your security cameras are down at the moment. They're not working. It's coming up for a bank holiday weekend, and we know that a lot of buildings are broken into over a long weekend. So would you like us to send around an engineer to fix your security cameras? So added value services and this is about helping them stop the bad things from happening in the first place. So IoT in commercial property, big opportunity there. Usage-based insurance, where you pay per mile, pay per usage. This is where innovation is taking place, and lots of companies are starting to do it. I love Flock. Who's come across Flock before? Yeah, I love that. They give drone insurance, so you are literally standing in a field, and rather than buying annual insurance, you buy the insurance for the next couple of hours. It does a geospatial lookup on where you are in the field and says, are there any overhead electric wires? Is there any water nearby? Are you near Heathrow Airport? And it gives you a rating, and you say, okay, next 2 hours, 20 quid, done. The next weekend you go out in a different field, and it does the same geospatial lookup, but it gives you a price, but it also gives you a price based on how well you flew your drone the previous weekend. Pretty smart, very, very clever. And in fact, yeah, here it is, pay-as-you-go insurance for drones. Very, very good. But if you can imagine that is monitoring performance of a drone, then actually you can say that's monitoring the performance of anything that moves. So what moves? Well, cars move. So Flock has now gone into vehicle usage-based fleet insurance using the same concept. It's not a drone, it's a car. Love this innovation, bring it on. Parametric insurance, where obviously with life insurance, that's a parameters that set, someone passes away, a predetermined amount of money gets paid as the claim. But there are lots of other people doing this. Parametric insurance, so flood flash. Who's heard of flood flash? A few people there, fantastic. These guys put a device on the side of your wall, on your house or your commercial property. And if that device gets flooded up to a particular level, then you get a predetermined amount of money in your bank account as the claim very, very quickly. No, you can't just put a bucket of water over it. It has to be flooded. So the cost of claims, very, very low. Speed of resolution, very, very high. Great customer experience and some great tech behind it. So that's parametric. What other? Peer-to-peer insurance. Well, that's really how insurance started in the first place with Lloyd's of London. But here we go. Friend Insurance, they set up, they provide a platform so that houses in a village can all get together and insure themselves together, peer-to-peer. If there's anything large that happens, like a house burning down, then they have reinsurance for it. But for the majority of things, they insure themselves. Are you likely to make a fraudulent claim if you know your neighbours are going to be having a look at it? Probably not. So I love peer-to-peer and social enterprise. Some insurance companies are now saying, well, actually, if you tell us which charity you support, we'll give part of our percentage of our profits to that charity at the end of the year. Great. A slight cynic in me says that means that if you make a claim, you're taking away food from children in Africa. But maybe that's me being very, very cynical. I don't know. But there is more social enterprise happening. Are you playing in this space? Embedded insurance, we're going to be talking about in a minute, so I won't talk about that now. So what are the key lessons to be learnt from the leaders who are doing this sorts of innovation? So let's start with the challenges that they are facing. Culture eats strategy for breakfast, this is Peter Drucker. There are often unclear business objectives. I say, well, great innovation program. What's your objective? And they say, well, we've got to have 4 pilots by the end of the year. And I go, cool, we can have 4 pilots this afternoon if you want. Great, job done, tick. Nothing about business value, business benefit, end result, customer perspective, or anything. Lack of perceived customer value in doing this. Why are you innovating? What's the value to me? Oh yeah, there are some shiny things out there, aren't there? Oh, let's innovate with those shiny things. And then you realise that actually it's a shiny thing looking for a business problem to solve rather than a business problem that needs some tech or some solutions. Incrementalism is the enemy of innovation. So let's just do a little bit, and a little bit, and a little bit. That probably won't get you very far. I don't think Elon Musk did that with Tesla. Let's just do a little bit at all. Appetite. Yeah, what's your appetite for risk doing innovation? Oh, not a lot. So what's your appetite for risk? Actions beat words. I've often been in innovation programs where they spend a lot of time planning, getting terms of reference, working out what they're doing, getting things, job roles, job descriptions, etc. Well, words are cheap. It's the actions that are really, really important. And legacy. And so some organisations have their innovation team separate, or they buy an InsurTech and say, we'll keep you separate. And then there's this gradual sucking sound of the centre as they've got to fill out another form, or they can't recruit someone, or they're affected by the headcount cap, etc., etc. So most people love disruption, but hate change. Let's just do a little quick exercise. For those people who have got a watch on, would you mind just popping it on the other wrist, please? Just very, very quickly. Yes, you as well. Yes, everybody, please. Yes. That's it. Just very quickly, it's change. We love change. We can do change. We love disruption. Okay. Has everybody done that? Very good. How does that feel? You can't even do the change. How does that feel? What, sorry? Weird. Look, it's just moving it from here to here. What's the problem? Change. Really, really. Some people love disruption, but they hate change. You've just gone through change and you felt weird. You can put it back on the other wrist now. It's okay. Right. How do you react emotionally? How do you respond to staff who make a suggestion but based on what they've seen at another company? Defensive. Positive, great. Fantastic. Depends who they are. Yeah. Most people's mindset is, oh, not invented here. Oh, no. Oh, we tried that 10 years ago. It didn't work. Oh, no. So how do you respond when someone says, I've got this idea from somewhere else? Next one. When was the last time your organisation embraced a big idea that was not your idea? Tricky. So think about how you react emotionally to that question. When was the last time you were not sure about an initiative, but you gave it your approval? Anyway, you took a risk, you went and did it. There's a gentleman smiling. Why are you smiling? Yesterday. Is it wind? Yesterday. Very, very good. When was the last time you were not sure about an initiative, but gave it the go-ahead anyway? That's helping innovation. And when have you asked yourself, what are the questions that the future is asking of you today? Not what the present is asking of you today, but what the future is asking of you today. Interesting exercise to go through. Sorry?
Is there an app for it?
Well, I'm sure someone could design a nice shiny app for it, but it's more about having the concept. In 5 years' time, what would we wished we had done now in order to prepare for it? So how do you react emotionally to these questions. And then lastly, lessons from the leaders. Innovation. I see lots and lots of companies do innovation, which is about the process, the framework, the approvals process, how we got to do this stuff. Well, actually, successful innovation is about not processes and procedures, is about entrepreneurial freedom. Do you have entrepreneurial freedom in your organization? I'm guessing that's a no there. You assume it anyway. Excellent. Forgiveness, seek forgiveness, not permission. It's about entrepreneurial freedom. So it's a people sport. Innovation is a people sport. And one of the best ways to kill an idea, okay, say you've got a graduate or an intern and say, I've got this great idea. The one way to kill an idea is go, how are you going to do that? Oh, yeah. No, I hadn't thought about that. Rather than saying, how are you going to do something, the great way for innovation is to go, wow, brilliant, tell me more. What's the vision? Don't go, oh, we can't implement that here. We won't be able to do it here. So, wow, not how. So, biggest enemies, standardization and centralization. Very, 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 this doesn't engender and thrive with innovation. So I walk into an innovation workshop and everyone is in the same suit and dress code. I'm going, okay, this is going to be tough. There's no free thinkers, there's no radicals, there's nobody there with a pink shirt or who at InsurTech London yesterday, even there was a guy who came up to the stage, flowery shirt, blue, brilliant, loved it. Walk into an innovation team and they're all wearing the same, challenging. Innovation thrives in chaos. Do you have chaos in your organisation? Oh no, not at all. An innovation we all agree on, I don't think is innovation. Not real innovation. Real innovation creates resistance. So if you're coming up with ideas that have no resistance, have a little think again. You've got to do something radical, have resistance. If you're not getting resistance, you need to go deeper. Innovation needs money, so give it a budget. Give it some resources. Lack of innovation is seldom due to lack of ideas. You have loads and loads of ideas. The post-its go up and the flip charts get filled. Innovation, the real challenge is around execution. Actions beat words. Words are easy, flip charts are easy, post-its are easy. It's about execution. And seldom is it one big idea. Often it's lots of little ideas that build towards a new direction. Making errors is the breath of innovation. Who likes making errors in your insurance company? Oh, we got two. Very good. Well done.
We're not insurers, though.
You're not insurers. Very good. Oh no. We don't make errors in our innovation in our insurance company. So making errors actually means that you're pressing the boundaries. You're trialing stuff out, and you're learning, because your success rate is not on whether you get more GWP. It's whether you learn. An innovation happens when the boss funds ideas they don't believe in. When was the last time your boss funded something they didn't believe in? Interesting. So, I'm part of the Camelot Network. There's 3 people here. We run a Camelot Innovation think tank. Every month we have an hour's innovation session. You're very welcome to join us and talk about innovation. Harvey Wade leads that. Innovation in commercial property, very good partner of mine, a friend of mine, Helene Stanway, is the Sense Consortium. I'm co-foundering. And also Resilient Changing, Mark Simpson's an excellent Camelot member. He's an innovation expert. I offer those for you. And we've covered the context for change, the compelling case for change. You've given you some practical examples, and we've got some key lessons that you've learnt. Thank you so much for listening. That was 20 minutes innovation.